Welcome to our second devlog for the Last Citadel. Look, I got a shirt. It's already been a month since our first devlog, so now we're gonna tackle what we've done in the past month. Most of what we did was working on our second act. Let's get on it. Welcome once again to the Citadel. So what did we do in the past month? Well, what we mainly worked on was the second world. So Act 3 and Act 4. Right now we are still not done with the Act 3, so I can't really generate a second act out of that. But basically we worked on making the different modules for that generation and also working on the area itself. So if you look at the area, what we have is basically we are inside of the meteor, so inside of the rock itself. So you can still see a bit of the black hole over there. We worked on generating that beautiful kind of like starry night sky using rocks and procedural generation, as well as some on the sides. We are still going to add a bit more detail inside of the area itself, so you're going to see the generation in a second, but basically we would like to add a couple of rocks and stuff that we can place in the same way that we did in our World 1, basically. So if I simulate this, you're going to see our generation and how it works. Oh, let me turn that music off. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so we have something that's very straight at the moment, but once again, it can be generated in basically almost any direction. In the first world, it was mainly only forward and to the right. This one, we can actually do 180 degrees, so you can turn to the right or left. It doesn't really matter. So if we look at our generation, we are done with basically what we need to start testing it. So we still are lacking a lot of module to actually call this done, but we worked on having 4 A modules, so the big ones that we can have some traps in. We have 4 of the B ones, which are a bit smaller one, and we have, I think, 5 or 6 C, so the corridors basically. And as you can see, it's a lot more open. So if I'm at one place in the map, I can definitely see, for example, try to spot the guns and go, the other modules. If there's a cursed weapon, for example, right here, I can see in the distance right there that there is a cursed weapon. So basically, this level is going to be a lot more open, and depending on how it's being constructed, you can even try to bypass some modules if you really want to. There's no bounding boxes that will block you from going over and basically falling to your death, or actually trying to land and bypass a module. So you can definitely do that, though it'll depend on the map that's being generated. But yeah, basically we are done with our initial pass, and we're going to have even a playtest very soon on this exact map. Aside from that, we worked on a couple of things, mainly more active abilities and more weapons. So if I open up our lobby world, we're going to be able to go take a look. We are still working as well on our online system. So last time I think I mentioned generating some keys so we are able to join. By the way, we have a Discord set up that's going to be used mainly for showing off what we did, but also eventually for players to be able to communicate with each other, so that if you have a more veteran player, they can help a more new player. So definitely check us out on Discord as well. But yeah, for our weapons and new abilities, again, we have the same number of loadouts, but if I go in, we have in the weapons, last time I think I mentioned we were working on melee weapons. Those are completely implemented in game. We also have a cursed melee weapon, so that's going to be very fun. But we also have what we call heavy weapons. So if I take this one, you're going to see that my pose, instead of having just a weapon normally, is going to be set as basically a heavier weapon. So we have a flamethrower, we have a minigun, it's called Ode to Joy, and we have finally the Gaussian cannon, which is more like a laser type weapon. So we are still working on implementing even more weapon than this, but we are getting to a pretty big number of weapons already. So let's set this to, let's say, Ode to Joy. Now, the other thing we added are a lot of active abilities. So if I click on this, last time we had a lot of support abilities, but not a whole lot of offensive and defensive. So we worked a lot on this, and we are now almost done for our initial pass. So basically we are aiming at 10 abilities per category. We are at 9 defensive. I think we are already at 10 supportive, and we are still lacking a couple of offensive, but we are getting very close. This was mainly done again on stream, so if you're interested in how this is being done back end and want to see it live, definitely check us out on Twitch. Now, Aside from that, we also worked on a couple of just features, basically fixing bugs, of course, and working on UI elements that were misbehaving and stuff like that. The next step that we're going to tackle, there's a couple of things. One of the things that we'll tackle very, very soon is what you can see at the top left corner of the screen, which is mainly the currency. So we have like the blue purple one and the green one. So the green one is the in-game currency, so that is already set up, but the other one is not set up. So I already have all of the weapons, all of the gear unlocked from the get-go. Of course, what we would like to have is a system that we will start with a fair bit of content already, but the players will be able to unlock all of the other things through gameplay. So that's the next thing that we're going to implement, is basically the system to unlock everything. Aside from that, of course, we're going to really focus on the second world. This is our objective, as well as the online subsystem. And that's it for our second devlog. We have an upcoming gameplay stream on this coming Thursday on Twitch at Honest Demon Official. If you want to see what the game looks so far, more gameplay wise, we're going to do a 4-player match from 2:30 to 4:30. Aside from that, we do stream every Tuesday and Thursday from the same time, 2:30 to 4:30 Eastern time, where we do some live development. So if you're interested in knowing how everything works backend, or interested in game making as in general, definitely check us out there. Aside from that, if you want to help us out, the best thing you can do is to wishlist us on Steam and to just share it with your friends, show the game, and yeah, basically that's the best thing you can do to help us out. So thank you again for watching, and we'll talk again soon.